Have you ever had one of those weeks that has literally sucked the life out of you? You're tired, you don't know what to make, everyone's asking you what's for dinner? Well, today I'm going to show you my go-to, the frittata. Simple, easy, nutritious, and my kids love it. For me, the frittata is actually the easiest thing. It is like a no-brainer in my house. I know that as long as I have eggs, I can make something that everyone's gonna eat on those busy nights when someone has basketball or someone has paddling and you've been at work all day. So today I'm actually gonna make a frittata with what I had in my fridge on this lovely Sunday morning where I'm really tired because I had to do dishes yesterday at work. So.
Renee, one thing that people probably don't know about you, well, number one, you love to do dishes.
And my dishwashing name is Judy.
She is Judy, the dishwasher.
The dishwasher, yes. And I'm not complaining. I do actually love it. But I know that the kids were complaining to you yesterday that there's nothing to eat. So today I promised them a frittata, which I actually make like once a week usually. So I usually do it often with like garlic and kale and like Parmigiano Reggiano. But today I had a leek in my fridge. We had a little bit of bacon scrap from work. I had some pecorino and I had some beautiful mint. So today we're just gonna use all these ingredients and make a really easy and quick. And that is the key. It is really quick frittata. The beautiful thing about making a frittata is that for me, after doing all those dishes, is that it's like a one pan meal and you can serve it with a bowl of soup or you can serve it with a side salad. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start melting my butter in my pan. And we're gonna basically do 90% of the cooking of the frittata in our pan, and then we're gonna finish it in the oven. So I've got my oven at like 425 because I want it to be hot because it'll actually make it puff up and look like really fluffy, which I know, Doug, when you make it, the kids are extremely impressed by your frittata skills and not necessarily by mine. That's
one of my go-tos as well, because I don't cook as much as I probably should for the kids, but frittatas are often on the menu.
So I'm just gonna throw my bacon in. You don't really need your bacon to be crispy. You just wanna like start to like cook it down, render a little bit. I often do a kale and like crispy garlic one. And the kids actually really like it.
Yeah, the kale actually is amazing and it adds a lot of nutrition hidden in the eggs.
You can hide your vegetables in the eggs. I'm gonna add my leeks. Now you could do, like I'm thinking of what I have in my fridge right now. I have prosciutto, I have like white onions, I have garlic. You could even just do herbs and cheese. You could do smoked salmon, you could do lobster. I mean, this is basically, like I say with everything, this is a base. You do what you want to do with the base.
The other thing about a frittata that I love is it's really fun to say.
Frittata.
Frittata.
That's a fun word. That's a fun word, sort of like Fernando.
What does it mean though?
Frittata? Well, it's an Italian dish, so it's basically like an eggless quiche. I think like frittata, I should know my Italian, basically means fried. So I'm just gonna season, salt and pepper. You know, I always say season as you go along. It builds the flavors. Now, while this is sauteing, I'm gonna crack my eggs. I know, Doug, you're probably gonna ask me to crack with one egg. I know you did that last time. I think I cracked with one egg. There we go.
One hand.
One-handed egg cracking. Like we should time how quick can I do this? And I usually, for the 4 of us, I try to like usually guesstimate like 2.5 to 3 eggs per person. When we have like company over, we'll like bake this like in a big like cake tin. So it looks like a beautiful like thick like egg cake.
Well, it almost looks like a quiche without the crust.
Well, it's a quiche, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're counting, I'm not counting.
I have not counted.
I've not counted, all right. 1,
Looks
2,
good,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that looks about right. That's 12 eggs. That's 3 each. There you go. I'm gonna add a little bit of little heavy cream. You don't have to use heavy cream. You could use milk. Give this a stir. I don't want it to burn. It's like I'm doing 2 things at once here.
It's impressive.
Is it impressive?
Multitasking.
This looks really impressive. I'm not left-handed like you.
It does make great leftovers. Like you've thrown them into the kids' lunches the next day.
Yeah, the kids love this in their lunch the next day. That's why sometimes I'll make like just like a bigger one, just so that I do have like leftovers for their lunch the next day. All right, this is looking pretty good. This looks pretty incorporated. I'm gonna pour this into my pan. I'm going to reduce my heat a little bit. And I'm basically gonna stir. I like to stir like going into the center. I'm going to add some beautiful mint. I love the flavor of mint in eggs, and I think it's something that a lot of people don't really think about. This reminds me of my days at Biff's Bistro in Toronto. When at lunch, I used to have to cook all the omelets. I'm just stirring this and scraping the bottom with my rubber spatula because I don't want it to stick, because I want it to come out clean when it's done. And I'm cooking it about almost 90% on top here. And then I'm basically just gonna finish it in the oven. But you wanna see in your pan that your eggs are starting to coagulate and that they're cooking. You don't wanna cook it all in here. You wanna throw it in your oven for, honestly, it'll only be in the oven for a few minutes because it will puff up. At this point, I'm getting really close. I'm gonna add some of my pecorino. Just stir it in. Still a little jiggly. I'm gonna turn it off.
So you want a little bit of jiggle.
A little bit of jiggle.
Okay.
And you can see that it's cooked, starting to cook. You can see all the nice pieces. I'm gonna go around the edges of my pan with my spatula, and I'm gonna throw it in the oven, and this should take about 5 minutes at 425.
Right, frittata time.
You want me to cut you a sliver?
I would love that.
A big sliver?
A big one.
A big one? Do you want hot sauce with this too?
Yeah, I would love hot sauce.
What kind of hot sauce would you?
I will go with some Valentina.
Valentina.
You know, I know it's an Italian frittata, but you know, Valentina tastes great on everything. But this dish is amazing. This is truly like a lifesaver for us.
Lifesaver every night of the week. Well, not every night, most nights. Maybe one night out of the week.
But it's delicious. It's usually made with things that are in your fridge already.
As long as you have eggs,
yeah,
you've got a frittata.
That's right.
All right, well, thank you for watching. I have big plans for next week. I'm already working on it, believe it or not. I'm actually ahead of myself, which is very unlike me.
Be sure, as always, to leave comments down below. Make sure to subscribe too. We always read the comments and we always try to respond. If you have questions or suggestions, we love those, so keep them coming in.
All right, hurry up because the kids are like hovering in the wings. All right, see you next week.
See you guys. Children.
Guys!
Frittata time. Come on.